Good morning. I'm Lulu. Welcome to Lulu's Way, and I'm glad you're here. I just sat down to enjoy my breakfast. And of course, I have my dandy blend. Hot. That's delish. And this is what I have for breakfast this morning. It's plain unsweetened yogurt. It's quinoa and blueberries, all mixed together. Absolutely delicious. So, I have this new project I'm going to work on. And it was a suggestion that I got from one of you. And that is from a subscriber of mine named Nancy. Nancy had a good idea, and I didn't think of this. When I did that video on my bed, and I talked about how I made my sheet and how it opens from the side. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link for it in the description where I talk all about my bed and how I made a sheet that opens from the side with all these ties that go down the side. I can just slip my mattress in it and tie up the side. So instead of a bottom opening, it has a side opening. So she had a really great idea. Thank you, Nancy. I can't believe I didn't think of this. But she said, why don't you just make a bottom and sides, like the bottom and the sides of the sheet, make that kind of a stationary setup, and make a top that has ties that go all the way around. And that way you don't even have to take the mattress out. You just untie the top and tie a new one down. And you're just really changing the top sheet, which is really what you're laying on and what needs to be changed. Is that a brilliant idea or what? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of those. I'm going to make a bottom with sides, put ties all around. Then I'm going to make maybe 3 tops, just so that I can always have a change of a top. I'll make 3 different ones, put ties all around. Then I just lay the sheet down, tie all the ties around. When it's time to change it, untie, take the top off, put a new top on, tie around. I was thinking like maybe putting like snaps, if I had that system where I could put snaps in. Maybe easier to put on and off, less time. But I have all the time in the world, right? And then I just thought like the ties would be kind of messy and the snaps would be tidy. But there's something cute about the ties. So I needed to get different fabrics to make this. So I had to pick out 3 fabrics. One was what I wanted for the bottom, another was what I wanted for the sides, and another was what I wanted for the top. So the way that I thought this through was I thought the bottom would be best if it was fabric that could really breathe, like some kind of a netting or something. So I found this dust ruffle. Okay, so this is a dust ruffle that, that would go on a bed underneath the mattress. The fabric that goes between the mattress and the frame of the bed is very airy. See how you can just kind of see through that? So I thought I'll get this dust ruffle and I'll use all that fabric in the middle for the bottom. It's nice and sturdy too. And the bed skirt part of it, which is white, I'll use this to make all the ties. Okay? So this was $5.99. I wasn't there on Tuesday, so there was no senior discount, which is 30% off. But I did have a 20% off coupon. You get a 20% coupon every time you drop off donations, and I had one of those on hand. So let's see, $5.99. So it was $1.20 off, so it was $4.79. So there is the fabric for the bottom of the sheet and all the ties. Okay. So the fabric that I wanted for the sides, I wanted it to have a little bit of sturdiness in it. Like I didn't want it to be a real flimsy fabric. I wanted it to have a little bit of thickness to it, but I didn't want it to be rough. I know I won't be sleeping on it, but my arms might touch it. So I wanted it to be soft, but I wanted it to be a little bit sturdy, like not flimsy like this bed skirt, okay? So I found this. Well, the first thing that caught my eye was the print. So it's kind of like a very pale gold, and I thought with the black comforter and the green frame, because I have it painted green, with those beads that are like a green and a gold, I thought this would be really nice, because this is really all you're going to see. When the bed is made, this is what you'll see. You won't see that bottom piece, and you won't see the top sheet. You just see this. So I just thought that was a kind of a cool fabric, and it's a little thick. You know what this is? This is one of those chair covers. You know, like you can get these for your dining room chair, and you can, and they have like the tie on the back. They go over the chair like that. You know, that's what it is. But I'm not going to use it as that. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make, I know it's not long enough to make one whole piece that goes around, but I'm going to use this to cut. I'll cut all sections out of it that are the right width, and then just sew them all together until it's long enough to go all the way around. I'll make it as wide as the mattress and the topper, the mattress topper that I have, so it'll be about 7 inches wide. So I'll just cut 7-inch strips, sew them together till they go all the way around, and then sew them onto this piece. So what I'm going to do is put this right on the floor, put my mattress right on top of it, and trace it, and then cut it out, because my mattress is not a perfect rectangle. It's this wide at the top, it comes down, and it turns in like that, and then it turns again. So it gets thinner at the feet. All of this is in that video if you want to go check the video out about my bed. So I thought that would be really pretty, don't you think? So this was $4.99. And with the discount, it was $3.99. So now I need to sew ties going all the way around. So I'm going to make those ties, put all the ties on. So now I'm going to make a top sheet. This is the most important sheet because this is what I'm going to feel on my body. So I'm going to look for the best feeling fabric. And in my opinion, that would be Egyptian cotton. Okay, 100% Egyptian cotton. So I thought it really doesn't matter what color it is because you're not going to see it at all. When the bed's made, you're not going to see it. This just needed to feel like $1,000,000. So I found this. It's just a very pale green. And I felt it. I was going through all the sheets and I felt it and I was like, oh yeah, this is it. So this is a king size flat sheet. I will easily get 3 top sheets out of this. This, I knew, if you could feel this, it's the best cotton. All right, so let me find the tag. The brand is Biltmore, and the fabric is 100% Egyptian cotton. Now I need to Google this and see how much a Biltmore flat king sheet goes for. Oh, I'm just noticing now on the tag that it turns out it's a queen. This is a queen size sheet, and I will easily get 3 top sheets out of it for myself. Okay. So I just Googled the Biltmore, and I just only see sheet sets, and they're $100 for a set. It's pricey because the fabric is absolutely amazing. The thread count, I don't even know what the thread count is. Anyway, so this was $7.99, and with the discount, it was $6.39. So I'm gonna get all these 3 pieces washed up. Now, if you think there's something really disgusting about using somebody else's sheets, I invite you to think about the times that you stay at a hotel. God only knows what's been going on those sheets. Okay, so, and you sleep on them, you put your face right on the pillow, you don't know how many faces have been on those pillows. If you go to a fancy restaurant and there's cloth napkins, and you're using that to wipe your mouth, you know how many people have wiped their mouth on that? We need to trust the washing process, okay? I'm going to put these things through the wash, and I believe that they are all clean and ready for somebody else to use. I feel comfortable with that, and I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable with that, so don't do it. But I like reusing and finding the gems. Like, I don't need to go pay $50 for this when I can pay $6.39. You know, it just seems like a waste when there's things that people are finished with that still have a life to them. There is just absolutely nothing wrong with this. This is in perfect condition. Perfect condition. So if I calculate what this new sheet system costs, it is $4.79 plus $3.99 plus $6.39 equals $15.17. So for $15.17, I'm going to have a new sheet system for my bed that gives me the option to change my sheet 3 times before laundry day, and it also helps me to make changing the sheets a lot easier, especially now that the mattress is 2 pieces. Gets a little tricky. I don't have a lot of space to work with in the van there to change the sheet. So, but it's been working. I've been doing it, and it's been fine. But this will be really good. This is so good. So perhaps I'll take you along for the process while I make this new bed sheet system. We'll see how that turns out. Sometimes when I get involved in projects like this, I love it so much and I'm having such a good time doing it. Like, I don't want to be thinking about filming. I just want to enjoy the process. So a lot of times, like, I'll show you something when it's finished rather than when I'm doing it, because I like to just, when I'm doing it, I like to just do it, you know? But we'll see. Maybe I'll make an exception. We'll see. So I'm going to finish my breakfast. I'm going to get dressed and I'm going to get my workout in. Got to get my workout in today. It's workout day. So I'm going to get that done, and then going to get my laundry started, get these things all cleaned up. And you know, if anybody has any ideas or suggestions on another way to keep the top sheet down, other than ties going around, let me know. Because I'm open to other ideas. I don't want to go buy one of those little machines you need to put snaps on. I don't want to own that. I don't like owning stuff like that. I thought of Velcro. I don't know. I just feel like Velcro is like every time I want to change the sheet, it's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't think I want to do Velcro. I don't want to feel Velcro. I don't want to feel the stiffness of it on the edges of my bed. But I can't think of anything else. So I think the ties are going to do it. But if you have any ideas about it, please share. And thank you, Nancy, for such a great idea. I appreciate it. And bye for now.